Hey guys, Brian PS4 Trophy showing you the Master of Unlocking trophy. Now it requires you to open 45 locker safes in the save area. Now there's 47 of these in the game and I'm going to show you all of them. Now this is in chapter 2. After you climb out that window, you have to go through that gate. Before you do, break open that statue and it's going to reveal key. Now most of the keys are going to be in a statue like that. Not all of them, but the majority of them are. Now just a little bit further on, you're going to come up to this guy here. He's got the fire going and you're supposed to go left and you're going to open up a gate over there, but before you do, follow the right path here and it's going to lead you to a house. Now in that house there's going to be a room. You can break open some planks and access another key that's going to be in a little box. Now if you can do all of these on New Game Plus, all the collectibles do save over. Now if you do it that way, you're going to have to complete the chapter before they'll actually save to your profile. So if you're going to do chapter select in New Game Plus, make sure you complete the chapter. Now moving on to chapter 3, this is all at the very end. There's 4 of them in this area. The first one here I'm going to show you is going to be up in this tower. You can see I'm pointing my gun at it right now, but it's just not going to have the range to get it. So I'm going to climb up the tower and you can see it there to my left over my shoulder. And I'm just going to keep climbing up to the top and then I can use my pistol to shoot it. If you're doing a New Game Plus, you'll probably have a sniper rifle so you can avoid having to go all the way up here. But at this point, I don't. Alright, so there's 3 more in this area. This is kind of an open area so you can get these in any order. But the next one I'm going to show you is number 4. It's going to be at the top of the barn. So you're going to have to, this is where the chainsaw boss is at. So you're going to climb up here and you're going to make your way around. Be careful, there's going to be a bomb by the next ladder. So you probably want to disarm that. They're good for parts anyway. And then once you finally get all the way up to the top, you're going to see another one of these goddess statues. You can shoot it or melee it. I'd probably save the ammo and just melee it whenever possible. Alright, so another one in this area. I'm going to exit the barn. I'm going to go out the back door here. You can approach this from a couple different ways. I haven't cleared the area of enemies, so I'm just trying to be careful here and not die. But the 5th one here is going to be in the right up here on that little wall there. That's actually going to be the 3rd one in this chapter in this area, the 5th one total that we've collected. Now the locker key number 6 is going to be near the exit gate, which you can see over there. And if you look up over here, so this is going to be hanging on a wire, on a rope. You can see it's that little white thing. Shoot that, it'll drop to the ground and you can go and pick it up. Alright, chapter 4. This is where you find the doctor's buddy. If you look at the x-rays, you'll see that there's a key in the body. So after that, just go dig your hand in there and you can dig out the key. And then a little bit later, you're going to drop down to this kind of bloody pit thing, and there's going to be a switch on the wall that if you hit once, a body is going to drop out of a chute. Now if you hit it a second time, a goddess statue is going to drop out of a different chute. So all you need to do is go over there, claim your locker key, and we're good to go. And we're going to move on to chapter 5. Now this is kind of near the beginning. You're going to eventually come to this hole in the floor and you're going to drop down. Now there's going to be a rat with a statue on its back somehow, defying kind of physics. But he's under the table. And just as I'm about to shoot him, he's going to go running away, of course, as if he knew. So he's over here, so just go ahead and shoot that. You can probably melee it as well. Alright, number 10 is going to be in the area where you got to save Kidman from drowning. At the very end of the sequence, you're going to go down this hallway with these prison cells. Now the second to last one on the right is going to be right here. You're going to have to shoot the lock off the door, and then there's going to be the statue waiting for you. That's when you're going to go to enter the combination, so before you get to that. Now, a little bit later on, you're going to meet Laura, the creature with 4 legs, long hair. You're going to make her spawn by going in this room. You're going to have to leave the room, but once you dispatched her, go and open this locker. And this locker is going to be a bat with a statue. Kind of silly that it's able to just carry the statue, but whatever. So go ahead and shoot it down, and you can pick up the locker key. And let's go to chapter number 6. This is at the beginning, as you're approaching the the buildings up there in the distance. First building on the left, there's going to be a guy hanging in front of the window, and behind him is the statue. Just go ahead and you can melee and you can shoot him. You can burn the body if you want, but go make sure you pick up that locker key. And then a little further on, you're going to come to the sniping section. And if you use the sniper rifle and zoom out in the distance on the tower and aim up, you will find a statue very well hidden. Just keep looking up. It's going to be near the top. You can shoot it. You're not going to be able to retrieve the key right away. But before leaving this area where you deal with another chainsaw dude, come over here and pick it up off the ground. Alright, so you're going to continue on and you're going to reach the marketplace here. And follow the marketplace. It loops around the right here. And then you're going to come up to an audio tape.
This looks like some kind of a market.
And then just past the audio tape is going to be a butcher stand. And here's the audio tape right here. And just between this stand and the next one where the butcher hangs the meat there's some boxes. Break open these boxes and of course crouch through this hole. And that'll take you to the location of the 14th locker key. Now, of course, the locker keys, you're going to go to the save area in the hospital, and the nurse will take you back to that area with all the lockers, and you can open up the safes there. All right, so this is locker key 15. This is in the trap area with the numbers 3, 5, 7, and 9 written on the back wall there. If you come over to the left side, there's some meat that's going to kind of path by, and on one of them is going to be, it's kind of silly looking. It's even more silly that I can't break it open. But go ahead and break open this statue that's somehow clinging to the bags there. And moving on to chapter 7. This is where you're going to pull out this little piece here. I forget what it's called, lithograph or whatever. You're going to pull this thing out as part of the story. You're going to have to do it. And then once you do, the door is going to open. To the right is going to be a document collectible. If you followed my other guide, I do have a guide with all collectibles in there. But to the right is the document, and then to the left is going to be a safe here that you can open up for parts, of course. And there's going to be a key in there. So make sure you pick that up. And now this is in the area where you have the save point. And then the two doors open on the left and right side. Make sure you go down the left path first. You're not going to be able to get a future key if you don't. So go down the left path. It'll require you to turn off a bunch of gas valves. And then you can go down the right path here. And there's first room here is going to have another audio tape right here. And in this very same room is a trap that you can trigger by pulling this lever over here. And what's going to happen is the trap's going to come down. And you need to get on top of it. Now it's going to lift you back up. And then over my left shoulder, or now in front of me, is going to be a statue. It's going to be on this little pillar here. You can see it. It's kind of dark, but it's there. So go ahead, break that open. And then a little further on, you're going to come to this area. A bunch of guys are going to come out of the door on the left. And then you need to open this gate. Now before you do, go in through that door where the enemy is all poured out of. Now this requires you to have completed the right path or the left path at the very beginning first, where you turn off the gas valves. But after you do, be careful. There's going to be a lot of traps here. It's a good area for parts if you need them. There's going to be some bombs here on the wall. I'm just going to run past them for time's sake here, and then keep following this all the way around. And there's going to be an area with a statue and a whole bunch of green gel, so make sure you get all of that. Alright, so we're going to go back to that door that we weren't supposed to go through yet. And then in the next room, pull this little lever and it's going to release another trap. Same thing, get on top of it, and it's going to carry you up to a secret passageway here, and you get the final collectible in Chapter 7. Alright, so moving on to Chapter 8. Now this is at the very beginning. This is the first gate you need to open. And then when you do, the statue is actually going to be attached to the chain. So just open this all the way. Very slow and arduous process. So the statue is right in front of us, so make sure you pick that up. Somehow I missed that my first time. And then a little later on, you're going to drop into some water. This is right when you drop into the water, and you're supposed to move forward and jump over that little wooden half wall in front of us. Now, but before you do that, there's a statue along the right rocks where the water is dropping down onto, so it's pretty well hidden. It's right here in front of me. So get that, and then at the very, very end of the level, you're going to go down this hallway, and then you're going to go through this door, and then initiate a cutscene with the Doctor. Now there's 2 other collectibles in this room, a personal document as well as a regular document.
Doc, what the hell is going on?
But there's also going to be a locker key, and this is going to be tucked in the top of this pipe over here. So you need to shoot it, you can just see the top half of her. And the key is going to drop down to the bottom, so pick that up and we'll move on to Chapter 9. Now Chapter 9, as you're approaching the mansion, before you enter the mansion, there's going to be a goddess statue on a branch of a tree over here. It's going to require you to shoot it down and then go find it in the grass. And then after that, there's a save point in the first floor of the mansion, and then there's a dining room as well. Go through the dining room, and then this is going to take you back to one of the experiments. There's 3 experiments you need to interact with. This is by one of them. And you get to the storage room here. If you look up, tucked in the corner here is the statue. Alright, so now on the second floor of the mansion, there's going to be a master bedroom. And this is the one with the fireplace. You crawl through the fireplace to get to another experiment. Over here in the corner is going to be a statue, so make sure you get that. And then we're going to go back out to the... we're on the second floor still. We're going out to the main area here. And the door in the center, this is where the lower dial is at. You see it in the box there. But if you look up to the ceiling, and there's a statue you're going to have to shoot down. Now the last statue is going to be at the very end of the level, the barn. When you're making your escape from the barn, you're supposed to go through a window. And you can see the window there to my left. And to the right of that window is some hay you need to burn down. So the window has the yellow light coming out of it there. So before you crawl through that window, make sure you burn down the hay and wait for it to all disappear. And then reveal the statue for you. And you can see my aiming apparently sucks. Alright, so moving on to the next chapter, you're going to climb down this ladder and you're going to see this orange fog. Make sure you don't trigger this trap that's right in front of me. You can just crawl under it or you can dismantle it for parts. And before you go through the next door, there's one here to the left. If you triggered that trap, the door will close here so you can't get in there. Break open these boxes and you'll find the statue. Now the next one is going to be in the area where you have the where you're locked out of the door, and you have to turn on the power, and a whole bunch of deadly traps will come alive. At the beginning of this area here, there's a little hidden room here with the spikes on the ceiling here. It's a very small room, and you see the statue back there. What you're gonna have to do is shoot it before you go in there. Now quickly go in there, grab the key, and quickly get out. You don't have a lot of time. Alright, so the next one is going to be after you've turned on the power, and then you're going to pull this lever here. This will allow you to escape this area. And then the next area, you got this trap here with that heat thing that's trying to smush you. If you look behind that thing that's smushing you, when it extends itself, you can see a statue behind it. You're going to have to shoot it out here and then crawl back in there. You can't shoot it while you're crouched, so make sure you shoot it before climbing back here. Alright, so the next one is the well, not the end of the level, but where you meet Laura. You have to kill her. In order to get this one, she has to be dead. So you may want to do this in New Game Plus. It's nearly impossible if you don't do it on New Game Plus. Not impossible, but close to it. And after you've killed her, before going to that elevator, swing around here to the right and you'll find the statue. Now, since there's 47 of them, this one you may just opt to skip if you don't want to come back and do this in New Game Plus. So the beginning of chapter 11, you got the carousel here with the horses, and the statue is actually going to be riding on the back of a horse. It'll be on the saddle. So you're going to have to break it open and then pick it up. You can't climb up there, so go ahead and shoot it. It's going to drop down. If you don't pick it up here, you're going to have to wait for it to go all the way back around. Now, the next key is going to be when you drop into the water here for the first time. And if you look behind you, there's going to be a statue floating. Now, you can't shoot while you're swimming, so you're going to have to get onto a nearby car. But if you don't push this thing next to the car first, you're not going to be able to retrieve the key. So make sure you push it up next to a car, then shoot it, and then you can pick up the key quickly. Alright, so in the next area that you've taken, well, not the next area, this is actually quite a bit further. You've taken the trip along that yellow cage. You're going to drop down into this building here, over the blue pipes, and then you're going to hit this vending machine twice, and then it'll drop the statue. Don't hit it a third time, you'll have a bomb come out. So, alright, after you save Kidman, you're going to have this guy that's going to come out of the elevator. After you've taken care of him, you're supposed to go down the stairs to the right. But call the elevator before you go down those stairs, and it'll open up and reveal a statue for you. Alright, so the next one is going to be after you leave the mannequin factory. And out in the distance, hanging from a crane, is going to be the locker key. It's very far away. You're going to have to use your sniper rifle to even shoot it. And you're going to see it way up over there. Now, if you did not turn off the gas in the mannequin factory, don't try shooting it right there. You're going to have to go down to the ground first. Otherwise, you'll blow up. If you did turn off the gas in the mannequin factory, you're free to shoot it right there. Now, after you've shot it, it's going to drop near the exit to the level. So there's going to be a save door and a couple other collectibles that you're going to get between here and there. But after you've shot it down, you can go ahead and make your way across the trucks there. And then you'll find this right before the exit point. So make sure you don't forget that it's sitting there. Alright, there is no goddess statues in Chapter 12. So in Chapter 13, you're going to drop down on the second level of the kind of the housing building you're in. And you're going to meet the safe guy. The guy is with the safes for the head. And be careful of the traps. He's laying a whole bunch of traps for you. There's going to be another one right here. You want to try to be quiet. You don't want to alert him. But there he is. And the statue is actually going to be an opening in the ceiling right above him. But we're going to have to wait for him to just kind of walk away before we can shoot it. Now you can see the statue if you're on the floor above. So if you shoot it from the floor above, it's going to drop right down here. But you can see it right there. It's kind of dark, but it is there. Just make sure he's far enough away. Looks like we're good to go. So we're going to shoot that, and then we're going to continue forward, and you're going to eventually reach a save door that it's mandatory you have to go into. And then when you leave it, you're going to go in here and drop down. You're going to enter a hallway where on the left side is a guy with bombs strapped to him. And then if you shoot him, another guy's going to come out that door. Now in this hallway, if you go to the back right corner here, careful of the trap. If you look up, you will find a statue. Alright, so in Chapter 13, you're going to come to the kitchen with these deadly green spinning traps. You'll recognize this place instantly. And over here on the counter is going to be a statue you got to shoot, or melee. And then after that, you're going to reach a room where you got a with a whole bunch of meat hanging from the ceiling. And the room after that, you're going to crawl into here. And if you look in the dumbwaiter, it's going to be right here. It's going to be a very well hidden statue, so make sure you break that open. And we're heading to chapter 14. This is going to be the last chapter with these keys. So the first one is going to be right at the very beginning. You got a ticket office to the right, and look for that sign. And just behind this pole here, you can look up, and in the open ceiling is going to be the key you need to shoot down. Alright, so number 42, we just traveled through a train car that's rigged with about 12 explosive devices. After you leave that train, the very next one here, you see the statue in the window. You can't get it here, you actually have to travel through this train and then swing around to the front here, and you can pick up the key. Alright, so after you drop down to the sewer area, you're going to see behind this gate here to the right, a statue. It's very easy to see that. But to get to it is a kind of, well, not tricky, but you need to make your way around here and then use a match. I can get around this guy. You're going to use a match to make this gooey stuff here go away. And that'll get you access to that statue. Watch out for that bomb. Alright, so number 44. This is going to be after the boss fight with that Slytherin guy. You turn on the generator. Make sure you have all 3 fuses in that panel before you try turning on the generator. Because if you do that, you open up this little hidden secret area over here. And the statue is right in front of me. And then take the elevator to go up to the next section, and then you'll see this one sitting right in front of you, right before you drop down. And this is the very last collectible, the locker key rather, in the game, in the story missions themselves. Now you can get 2 locker keys, this would be number 46 and 47, from the lockers themselves. It's very random which ones you get, but one of them will contain a key. It's actually 2 keys. So you pick that up, and that's 47 locker keys total, guys. You only need 45 for the Master of Unlocking. Unlock all of those lockers, and you will get the trophy. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and you want the more videos, go ahead and click the box now.